Am I audible now?
Yes, it's
Okay.
audible, not that much clear.
Is it clear now?
Okay, ma'am, we'll see.
Oh God. Okay. So today we will start from knee joint, right? So knee
Yes, ma'am.
joint is the largest and most complex joint. Okay, it is the most largest and complicated joint in the body. Knee joint is a hinge type synovial joint. We have already discussed hinge joint. Anyone tell me joint? What the joint?
Ma'am, it's breaking.
None not coming.
Voice is not coming.
Ma'am, voice is not coming and presentation also we are not able to see. Now it's showing.
But क्या कर सकती हूँ मैं इसका? नेटवर्क ऐसा ही है यहाँ पे. Mm. Is it okay now?
मैम
My
अभी आ
voice.
रही है यस मैम.
Okay. Yes, please. Anyone, please tell me the specialty of hinge joint. We have already discussed, right?
Ma'am, hinge at only move one side. It can't move two way like ball and socket. Hinge only move one side. You gave example like door.
Yes. Very good. So that is the specialty of hinge joint, that it is movable in unidirectional. It provides movement in unidirectional way. Okay. So knee is also an example of hinge joint. So knee is a hinge type synovial joint which mainly allows for flexion and extension and a small degree of medial and lateral rotation. Medial and lateral rotations are anatomical terms. If we divide our body, in, uh,
मैम still it's cracking now.
you can see my screen.
Ma'am, we can see your screen, but your voice is not coming. It's breaking again.
Ma'am, now only we are able to see in your screen, but before it was not there, and voice also, ma'am.
Hmm, क्या करूं मैं? इसी क्लास में ऐसा क्यों होता है? पूरे दिन में बहुत सारे मीटिंग ज्वाइन करती हूँ मैं.
अभी आ रही मैम साउंड क्लियर.
Okay, let's see
बीच
on the
बीच में
screen.
ऐसे हो.
Okay, just see on the
Yes,
screen
yes, ma'am.
what I'm trying to tell you. That let's assume that this is our body, and let's assume that this is a human body. And if we assume a line, just oh god, It's not going. It's very difficult to draw here. Let's draw again. Okay, let's assume that this is a human body, and if we draw a line and just at the ooh, just assume that it is a straight line. Okay, if we assume a straight line in between the middle of body, which is dividing the body equally in left and right. So this is known as midline of body. I'm facing very difficulty to draw here. So just assume that this is a straight line and it is in the middle of the body, which is dividing the body equally left and right. So this is known as the midline of body. Okay, so medial and lateral are the terminology based on this midline. Midline means medial is the terminology which is which is coming closer, which depicts that it is coming closer to midline, and lateral means away from midline. Okay, medial means close to midline, lateral means away from midline. Means if two points are there, like for say point A and point B, can you see these points? Array. Now see this figure. Here are 2 points, point A and point B. So point B is more close to midline and point A is bit away from midline. So point B is, we can say, medial and point A is lateral. Okay, like that. You got the concept of medial and lateral?
Yes, ma'am.
So now tell me, if
Ma'am,
we
is it only within the body only?
yes, it is anatomical terminology. Anatomical terminology will apply on human body. I
Ma'am,
didn't get
can you
your
please
question.
come again? Your
What you
voice is breaking. Can you, can you please come again? Repeat again. Your voice is breaking.
yes, please repeat your question, please. Hello, am I audible? Repeat your question. Hello, am I audible?
Now, ma'am, you are audible.
So
But while
please
you are
repeat your
tongue,
question.
yes, ma'am. But it was too much breaking.
Okay, I was talking about means. Please repeat your question, Miss Sarvani. Will you please repeat your question?
Ma'am, you are saying that these lateral and near to this point, medial line is within the body, particular organs or something pointing relating to the within the body or outside of the body, I'm asking.
for whole human body.
Okay.
It is applied for whole anatomical and physiological parts of body.
Okay, ma'am.
So, if I am audible, then please answer me one question now. If we make an anatomical figure, know right what is this is a human body. This is the this is the head person, and these are the hand, these are the hand. So
मैम आप
सुबह
एक
सुबह
बार
क्लास
डिस्कनेक्ट
लेती हूँ मैं.
कर दीजिए.
यस.
मैम एक बार आप डिस्कनेक्ट करके वापस ज्वाइन कर लीजिए बिकॉज देयर मतलब बिल्कुल आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
Is it okay now?
यस मैम.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what I was trying to say, tell you that let's assume this is a person. This is his or her head, her limb, and uh, if you know the anatomical posture, then reside and little finger of that person reside this side. In same case, in this hand, thumb reside this side and little finger reside this side. So now tell me, sorry, no, reside this side and little finger reside this side. And in this hand, thumb reside outer side and little finger reside inside. So now please tell me, thumb is medial to body or little finger is medial to body?
Thumb is medial to body if it is towards the center of the line because your voice was breaking. So if the little finger is outside and the thumb is inside, so thumb is medial and little finger is lateral.
So you got the concept of medial and lateral, but you heard the wrong concept of anatomical body. Maybe my fault of cracking voice, because
No, ma'am. Inside, little finger inside and thumb outside. So little finger will be the medial.
Okay, if
yes,
little finger is inside, then little finger is medial.
yes. So this is the anatomical posture. If you go for any figure, that is the means anatomical posture is the mirror view of us. Okay, always put anatomical figure in a view of us, means our right side resides in the picture left side, means this is the left side of that person and this is the right side of that person. Okay, this is like this anatomical posture resides, and limbs of that persons are open, and we can see the palm of that. Let me show you anatomical posture from Google. Here you can see a bit concept. Here. In this picture, you can see that this is a person and it is his right side and this is his left side. And you can see, we can see his palm open and we can see his palm from front side, means we can see the side is not visible in analytical posture. I think analytical uh,
Ma'am, again, voice is breaking.
you I don't know why this happens in this class only. In 6 o'clock means 6 a.m. in the morning, I also join a meeting. In that meeting, I'm properly audible. I don't know what is happening. Okay, so I think now it's audible. So I think you got the concept of anatomical figure. It is just mirror view of us. Okay. I'm not getting the. Okay, leave it. I think you got the concept, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And see this picture. Yes, this one. Yes, this is what I was telling, that this is the way a anatomical figure is drawn. Or if we go to biology lab or anywhere else in the medical field, then we see that means if we want to make a person in an anatomical posture, then we make him or her stand like this. Means he will have to open up his palms, and you can see that middle finger, sorry, little finger is towards body and thumb is uh, away from body. So this is the way anybody is standing when he is in anatomical posture. And these are the planes, you can see, these are the anatomical planes, like midline, as we have assumed that this is the midline, okay, which is dividing our body inside, from inside, left and right equally. Now you can see that this plane is dissecting the human body into left and right. Okay. This plane is dissecting the human body into left and right. So this plane is known as sagittal plane. This plane is dividing the body into front and back equally. This plane, you can see that this plane is dividing the human body into front and back equally. So this plane is known as frontal plane. Okay. Now, this plane is dividing a human body into superior and inferior, means upper body and lower body equally. So this is known as transverse plane. Or this may occur in any part of the body, which is dividing the body into upper and lower. So this is known as transverse plane. So you got the concept of three planes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And medial and lateral, and one more concept, that is ventral and dorsal. Let me search also that. Images will be not very clear. So let's understand the concept of ventral. Ventral is the and harder part of as dividing in one. You can hear me?
It's clear now, ma'am. Can you repeat this ventral again?
So, are the part of body. The softer part of body, and dorsal are the harder part of body. Means if we divide our hand into ventral and dorsal, then back side of hand is dorsal and front side of hand is ventral, but it is opposite in our legs. The front side of our legs are harder and back side of our legs are softer. So ventral side of legs are back side and dorsal side of legs are front side. Like that only, if we go for our abdomen or upper body, then harder part is our back side, right? So back side is, and total belly portion or chest portion is back side. This portion is ventral. So understand ventral and dorsal as soft and hard. Ventral is soft, dorsal is hard. Okay, got the concept of ventral and dorsal?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's come to our.
Can you repeat the hand and the legs again, please?
Yes, if you got the concept, then tell me that palm is ventral or dorsal?
Is it ventral, ma'am? Because it is soft in the front.
Yes. And back side of pump is dorsal, right? The same thing, if we apply in legs, then back side of legs are softer than front side. So back side is ventral and front side is dorsal in case of legs, but it is opposite in case of hands, right? So these are some anatomical concepts you must know. So let's move to our main topic, that is knee joint. So where was we? Knee joint is hinge type synovial joint which mainly allows flexion and extension. Yes, once again, flexion and extension. What is flexion? Flexion is when the angle between means angle is reducing, that is flexion, and when the angle is increasing, that is extension. So if we can you see my pencil? So let's assume that this is our leg, this is upper leg, and this is lower leg. So this is our knee. Here is our knee. So if the angle is reducing, means if we are folding our leg, if we are folding our leg, then the angle is reducing, right? So this is known as flexion. And if we are straightening our leg, if we are straightening our leg, then the angle is increasing, that is known as extension. Is it clear? Flexion and extension.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So hinge joint in any portion of body, when we where we can find hinge joint, then hinge joint is only allowing flexion and extension. So our knee is also providing flexion and extension and a small degree of medial and lateral rotation. A small degree of medial and lateral rotation. So now please tell me, what is medial and lateral rotation? What sense make you understand by medial and lateral rotation?
Ma'am, when we do knee rotations, like you separate your knees away and then you bring it back, like circular movement.
Yeah, total circular is not
Yeah.
possible because of patella.
Yeah.
But when we do Padmasan, then we are doing medial rotation, right? We are bringing our lower leg towards midline. When we are bringing our lower leg towards midline, then it is medial rotation. And if we are bringing means if we are moving our lower leg away from midline, that is out towards outward, then it is lateral rotation. So a very little movement towards medial and lateral is possible from knee. Very little little range of motion is possible. And if you are thinking that how can we do Padmasan if it is very little, so for Padmasan we move our leg from our hip joint. We cannot move our lower leg totally, because a very little range of motion is possible medially and laterally from knee joint. If you want to check that, fix your hip joint, then try to move your knee without any support. Then you will understand that how much range of motion is there in knee joint to perform medial and lateral rotation. Okay. So now let's catch
Ma'am,
up.
for lateral, should we say Hastottanasana is a good example?
Hastottanasana is knee joint is fixed in Hastottanasana.
Ma'am, but we are hyper extending the leg, no? Means for lateral, what should be the example?
Now, sometimes loosening practices.
Ma'am, voice is breaking.
Okay, now it's audible. So, loosening practices, we move our knee, means we move our lower leg like that. Means, how can I give example of lateral? Means just opposite
Ma'am,
of
it's okay.
medial.
Yeah. What to do for knee is where we can understand medial and lateral.
Means if this is our upper leg and this is the knee, and from here, if this is lateral and this is medial. Okay, if just assume this is the midline of body. Sorry, again it curved. So if we are moving our fixing our upper leg from hip joint, and if we are moving our lower leg from knee to towards the midline of body, then it's medial. And if we are moving away our lower leg from to away from the midline of body, then it is lateral. If you find any example, then okay. Oh yes, if you know Gokhilasan, do you know Gokhilasan? Or yes, Supta Vajrasan. Yes, Supta Vajrasan. Are you familiar with Supta Vajrasan?
Ma'am, in Supta
Yes,
Vajrasana, we are
ma'am.
bending.
Yes, ma'am. We are bending our knee towards the midline.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Our
It's like a
lower leg.
similar motion only. But we are
No.
just extending our ankles out of the buttocks.
Yes. So if the lower leg resides in midline, then it will come just under thigh. But in Supta Vajrasan, our lower leg resides beside our thigh, not just under our thigh or our buttocks. If you see Supta Vajrasan, our lower leg resides beside our upper leg, not just below our upper leg. If it resides just below our upper leg, then it is in the midline. If it is residing just below our lower leg, upper leg, then it is in the midline. But if we are moving the lower leg inside, then it is to medial. If we are residing our lower leg towards outside, then it is lateral. So in Supta Vajrasan, our lower leg resides beside our thigh. Go and check Supta Vajrasan once. Then our buttocks resides fully on the floor. That is Supta Vajrasana. So in that case, we are our ankles are hyperextending and our lower leg is laterally rotated from knee.
Got it, ma'am. Thank you.
Amount of articular surface. Oh, again it gone right. Okay, articular surfaces. Condyles of femur. Here you can see condyle, two condyles of femur. Femur is the thigh bone, right? So femur is the upper leg bone. So here is one condyle and here is second condyle. So now please tell me in this anatomical figure which one is this is the knee joint. Right knee joint. If this figure is showing any person's right leg knee joint, then which portion is medial and which portion is lateral?
Ma'am, patella is the medial point.
No. Lateral. What? Am I audible?
Ma'am, your voice is so much breaking, ma'am. Only I assumed an answer.
Ma'am, can you repeat the question again?
Audible.
Ma'am, not audible, not audible.
Wait for network to you. Okay. Now is this audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So I was asking that let's assume that this is a knee joint of any person and this is the right leg knee joint. Okay. Let's assume this is the right leg of that person. So please tell me which side is medial and which side is lateral in this knee joint. Yes? Anyone?
Ma'am, that already mentioned medial femoral condyle.
Yes, it is mentioned, but did you get the concept? Means if it is the right leg knee joint, then the midline of body will be on which side? This side or this side?
Means that medial femoral, what mentioned that side is medial and that lateral is that side.
Okay. If it is right leg knee joint, then the another leg will be, means left leg will be this side here, outside screen. If it is, if we assume that this is left leg knee joint, then right leg will reside this side. Let's assume this is his or her right leg. Then now tell me which side will be medial in this knee joint.
Lateral side.
Lateral
Opposite.
femoral condyle retain, that side is coming medial point.
Yes, good. So midline of body will reside in between these two. If we are assuming this circle as his right leg and this joint as his left leg, then midline will reside in between them, right? So this will be medial, and in this leg this side will be medial and this side will be lateral, and here in this picture this will be medial and this will be lateral, right? So you can see here two condyles. It is the right leg knee joint, and this is lateral femoral condyle, medial femoral condyle. So two condyles of femur, and patella. You can see clearly patella, condyles of tibia. Here under cartilage, condyles of tibia are also there. Femoral condyles articulates with tibial condyles below and behind with patella in front. So, okay. So with this picture, uh, these femoral condyles are with. So femoral condyles with tibial. So you can see patella in front. It is formed by fusion of lateral femoral joint, medial femoral joint, and
Sorry, ma'am.
femoropatellar joint.
Sorry, ma'am. I'm not able to listen, hear your sound and also not able to see screen.
I can hear. I'm not. Let's bind up the class for today. I'll find it. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am. Now you're audible.
Okay, so let's wind up the class with prayer. We will join tomorrow with solution. Okay, sit straight, close your eyes, adapt Namaskar Mudra, and inhale and start the prayer. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve shantu niramaya, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. Rub your palms, put those palms on your facial muscles, feel the warmth, feel the energy, and open with a smile. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.